as the moment of following to my path down to the depths of hell, where in the galaxy there's life. But now, all fading out of existence with the darkness coming closer, till the moment of my mission of saving millions by going down even further to the blood of souls where death is waiting. Iron Lung is a short, dread-driven submarine horror game from the developer of Dusk, The Moon Sliver, and Squirrel Stapler. The player controls the submarine's heading and forward velocity with a minimalist interface and must use the map and the submarine's camera to navigate. Set entirely within a claustrophobic one-man submarine nicknamed the Iron Lung, you must blindly navigate an ocean of blood to take photographs of key locations and hope whatever lives below doesn't find you. There is only a single porthole on the sub, and it needs to be closed due to the depth pressure, so you have to navigate purely via incomplete map, proximity sensors, sound, and a primitive external camera, which can be used to take the pictures you need to complete your mission, or to get a grainy, low-resolution visual of what's happening outside. Success will require resourcefulness and patience. Decades ago, every known star and habitable planet mysteriously vanished, along with whatever and whoever happened to be on them, leaving behind an empty universe of asteroids and lifeless moons where the only remnants of humanity are those who were on the space stations or starships at the time. With supplies gradually dwindling and an infrastructure falling into disrepair, the survivors have spent the subsequent years frantically searching for any trace of remaining natural resources. Up until now, they have been unsuccessful. Then, a mysterious anomaly known as Blood Ocean, which is exactly what it sounds like, was discovered on an otherwise barren moon. It's not the first blood ocean found since the vanishing, but initial scans show a collection of potentially useful anomalous locations in a deep undersea trench that require further investigation, and the unlucky sap who gets to investigate in an aging submarine cobbled together from rusty space station parts. Find your way to the marked locations, photograph whatever you find there, and try to finish before the sub collapses around you, or you're discovered by whatever lurks in the blood. The game starts with the convict in the submarine being lowered into the blood ocean. Due to the pressure, the main hatch is welded shut and the forward viewport is encased with metal. The convict then begins using a map and coordinates to find nodes of interest within the ocean, capturing them on the submarine's grainy camera. Several captures of nodes of interest reveal strange objects such as plant growth, rock formations, and even what seems to be an artificial structures on the floor. At set points in the game, the sub's oxygen levels will decrease, and at one point, a fire will start in the cabin, which the convict must use a fire extinguisher to put out. On the node on the left half of the map is a strange shimmering orb of light that will shake the submarine the closer the sub is to it. At another point in the game, attempting to photograph a specific node will instead reveal the eye of a massive sea creature, which will then smack the sub and cause blood to start leaking in. Upon reaching the final node, the convict will attempt to photograph it, and when turning around to take the picture, the sea creature will breach the submarine before cutting to the title. The fate of the Iron Lung, while rather vague, is less than desirable. Damage dealt by the scaly leaves the hull gravely compromised, and the oppressive nature of the blood surrounding the ship quickly enlarges a gash in the ship's exterior. With the blood flowing up to the player's knees, Frog, one of the ocean's inhabitants, is able to enter the ship and kill the player. The contents of the Iron Lung are left scattered along the sea floor, as revealed in the game's epilogue. A post-gameplay text entry reveals that there are no current methods of retrieving the remains of the captured images of the sub, which had been torn to pieces in the blood ocean. Despite this, the text goes on to remain optimistic, stating that humanity will find a solution to the quiet rapture somewhere in the universe. An unexpected phenomenon has been identified on 4 separate moons since the Quiet Rapture. Moon at 5 and Moon Z8 are the most notable locations as they are under control of the COI. Enough research has been conducted on the blood itself to determine that it is indeed human blood, but we have not discovered where it comes from or how it keeps its liquid form. Blood oceans are a mysterious phenomenon that occurs on otherwise barren moons, where oceans of red liquid form. Analysis show that the liquid is indeed human blood. These oceans were apparently unheard of before the Quiet Rapture, suggesting a possible connection. The consolidation of iron makes efforts to explore these oceans in search of useful resources. There are 4 blood oceans, 2 of which are in possession of the COI, them being at 5 and Z8. The void, referred to as in the game's files, is a beam of light at coordinates x180, y576, and a184, just nearby when you exit the tight tunnel. When the player gets close, having taken a photo or not, the player's screen will start to twist while a bubbling noise is heard along with the iron lung, creaking loudly, as if the light is boiling the blood around it and affecting the iron lung's structure. There are multiple buildings found in the game. 2 of these buildings are points of interest and artifacts, and these are found on the walls of the unmarked tunnel map. These walls are brick-like and have pipes and pillars, similar to Artifact 3. In the last point of interest, some of these walls have windows. Not much else is known, but they are physically an entity, and bumping into them will destroy the iron lung. Not much is known about the buildings, as they appear a couple of times, and the truth behind them is hidden, in fact. There seems to be not many theories on the buildings, why they're there, and their purpose. Some community members believe the buildings might have been transported from habitable planets like Mars or Earth, though no evidence suggests this otherwise. Some even assume that these buildings and structures were made by an unknown species that lived on Blood Moon previously. The terminal is a feature that adds to the game in the 2.0 beta and provides background information about the universe in which the game takes place. The terminal itself consists of a rusty monitor and a keyboard that has been painted green and can be found opposite the photograph's display monitor. To access the terminal GUI, the player must left-click while standing close to the terminal in-game. It is in this interface that the player is allowed to type relevant words into the console to obtain information. Before the player searches any queries, the terminal states the last time the database was updated was today, 5378, indicating that 5389 is the date that the player submerged into the blood ocean. I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell to see more. And goodbye.